Alright, it has been a while since I've done a home video. Exactly 1 week from when I uploaded. Crazy how time flies. But this video is something quite interesting, I think, and something that I reckon you guys will all enjoy in the long run. So, let's get right into the news. Let's roll that intro and get started. Okay, so what I want to discuss to you guys about is what is happening in the Antarctic with the emperor penguins. Now, this is occurring in Haley Bay off the Antarctic shelf, or just near the edge of the Antarctic shelf. And what has happened is that there was a series of severe storms that brushed through Haley Bay in 2016. And essentially what happened is that these storms broke away the majority of the sea ice in Haley Bay. Now, because this area is a massive breeding ground for a lot of the emperor penguins there, roughly 14,000 to 25,000 emperor penguins breed in this location, there was a lot of casualties. So what happened was there was sea ice that fell off where these emperor penguins mate. Now what happened was a lot of the chicks in this area suffered and they drowned because they were not able to learn how to swim at the time. Now that doesn't sound too bad, right? In a sense that it just sounds like a natural occurrence. Well, the thing is, this occurred in 2017 and 2018 with the exact same weather pattern, causing almost the exact same casualties. And now, today, the emperor penguin colony that usually breeds in that location has diminished quite significantly. In fact, it has gone down to roughly 2% of that colony breeding in Haley Bay. Now, scientists are calling this the largest colony collapse that they have seen in 60 years. Okay, so before I go any further into the video, let me quickly just explain what an emperor penguin really is. So an emperor penguin, or any penguin for that matter, breeds or spends the majority of their time in water. They don't breed in water, okay? I'll get to that quickly. They spend 80% of their lifetime spent in water. They're also not essentially cold climate animals. In fact, a lot of the penguins can be found in the southern hemisphere as well as equatorial, such as the Galapagos Island penguins. So you're probably thinking, well, if these emperor penguins are able to survive in a variety of environments, then what's the cause and effects of climate change? You know, since we know that the polar ice caps are melting. Well, you see, emperor penguins, or penguins, I should just refer to them as penguins, because this is for all marine animals, not all. Let me rephrase that. Penguins breed on land. Like some marine animals, such as turtles for instance, they like to go on land and breed. So this is what happens in this case. And since the polar ice caps are melting at an alarming rate, if the penguins don't have the land to breed on, then the colony will start to collapse and you'll see a decline in populations. This isn't good, as this will affect the food web in general. So if we've got melting polar ice caps, we've got a declining Antarctic food web, right down to the smallest organism. Now what's happening here is that scientists aren't necessarily saying that this is caused by climate change or global warming. However, they are saying that it is a possibility, a very high possibility. In fact, these weather patterns were so abnormal that they needed to look into it. What they found were that these abnormal weather patterns were caused by extremely low atmospheric pressure and high winds within the region. This ultimately led up to a build-up in stormy weather patterns along the Antarctic. So with that in mind, I guess. So with that in mind, I guess it's kind of hard to determine whether or not this entire thing is caused by climate change or global warming, or whether it's just freaky abnormal occurrences. And this is what the scientists are struggling with. However, what is apparent is that climate change and global warming are having a huge effect on the Antarctic sea ice. So scientists have stated that the Antarctic sea ice is melting faster than what the cold climate organisms are able to adapt to. All you have to do to understand what I'm talking about is watch any nature documentary, look at any climate chart on the web, specifically journal articles, and you'll know exactly what I mean. They've estimated that emperor penguin colonies will decline by 50% in the next decade. We're already beginning to see this occur, with colony collapse starting. So I think it's a strong, very strong indication that action is to be taking place. Alright, so what is really astounding, and I'm just gonna deviate real quickly from the main topic. Well, is it really deviating? Who knows? It's kind of relevant. Is the amount of climate deniers in today's age. We've got enough evidence to show that we are screwing up this planet rapidly. You got the man himself, Attenborough, saying that we need to change because of climate change and global warming. We've got scientists coming out with data, and then we've got climate deniers saying that it's all crap. Specifically in Australia, we've got a couple, but just one that really stands out. You know what, I'm just not going to explain it, just watch this. Watch this.
You're not concerned at all about the impact that global warming is having on Queensland?
Deb, there's no scientific fact to all this. There's no scientific fact to all this.
I'm pretty sure that was considered mental assault because that hurt my brain cells a lot. Okay, so the question that you are probably wondering after all of this is, okay, smartass, what are we going to do about it? How are we going to fix this? Well, it's not so much what we're going to do about it. It's as much as we all need to cooperate. It's not just a minority of people that needs to change. It's everyone that needs to change. And the people that can do this effectively are those higher up. Those that have the power, those that have the money, and those that have the influence. People can do their part, don't get me wrong. But the people that are higher up and that have that media coverage, that have that power, can make a huge dent in what we've done today and make way for what we can do in the future to fix what we've done now. It's expected that by 2030, if we do not change the amount of greenhouse gases essentially going into the atmosphere, or the amount of CO2 emissions that we produce, we will be basically experiencing an extinction of humankind. Don't ask me what that means, okay? Still figuring it out because it's hard to believe. But if we cannot lower our greenhouse gas emissions in the future, and if we exceed 1.5 degrees Celsius in temperature, I think we're currently at 1 degree or close to it, then how do I put this nicely? No, just real smoothly. We're all probably going to die, and likely going to die in the near future. So keep that in mind. make a difference, make a change, because the future, not just yours, your kids, your kids' kids, your kids' 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 kids, rely on it. With that in mind, I'm going to end the video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That was a good one. I quite liked looking that up. I quite liked reading it. Well, not so much reading about it, but I did enjoy doing it. It's great information, great stuff for you guys to know. Hope you liked that video. I've said that twice. You better like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember to educate, don't eradicate. Don't eradicate, it's the key word. And I'll see you guys every single Wednesday. Be sure to click Cape Clasp down below. They have great stuff that I reckon you will all enjoy. They are a little bit on the expensive side, but goes to great causes. 15% of all the profits they earn go to non-profit organisations. So I hope you can support them. I hope you like their stuff, because I definitely do, and I am keen to get another one. And subscribe. Click the little subscribe thing down there. It should be somewhere down this general direction. I'll see you guys next time. Catch you later.